This is Kathy from Gadgets Top 321, and in today's video I'm going to be water testing 4 more fountain pen inks. There's not a real strong connection between the 4 that I've chosen. They're just 4 that I was curious to see how they performed, and I'm also going to be using 2 different types of paper this time. The first ink is Kotobo No Iro Lemon. Or Pent is the company, I believe. And the line of inks is Kotobo no Iro, I believe. And the color is lemon. Alright, this is that yellow ink that is so saturated in liquid form it looks black. Next is Robert Oster Caffe Crema. I'm not too optimistic about these first 2 being water fast or waterproof. But they had some similarities with the next ink, Noodler's Rome Burning. I've been excited about water testing that one since I got it. And the last ink is Colorverse Dark Energy, just because I've been using it a lot and I bought a bottle of it, so I'm curious to see how it performs. This is I don't know if you would call it a brown that has a lot of red in it or a red that has a lot of brown in it. It also has some sheen, but alright, this is the last page of my little Nemesign notebook. And I also have a piece of watercolor paper. This is old watercolor paper. I don't know anything about whether it actually has any cotton in it, but I've had someone suggested that I do a water test with paper that has cotton in it. And I don't have any cotton paper on hand, but I had this old watercolor paper, so we will see how that turns out. And I'm not going to wait too long this time. This one has been drying for a while, so I'm just going to dunk these in the water and see what happens. That was kind of pretty. And the Rome Burning, I don't know if you can see it, but yellow is lifting off of that. And here is the watercolor paper. Okay. Ooh, the dark energy is pretty, that red lifting off of it. I am going to turn the camera off, or pause the camera for just a little bit, let these soak for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and see what happens. Alright, it's been a few minutes. Now, this is interesting. The watercolor paper, I did the writing sample on it ahead of time. It'd probably been about 15 minutes. The Marmon Namasini paper, I just wrote on it, and it was, what, a minute or two before I dunked it. I wonder how much of a difference that makes. That just tells me at some point in the future I'm going to have to do a writing sample and give it some time to dry and then test it again. But let's take these out and see what we ended up with. Now, on my fountain pen paper, Colorverse Dark Energy, I can, retrieve what I've written. I can see my notes, and shockingly, the Pent Kotobo no Iro Lemon, I can read that. Wow. Now, the Caffe Crema just washed completely away, and on the watercolor paper, everything kind of hung on there pretty good. This tells me that Colorverse Dark Energy is just a really deep red ink. Red is what came off of it, and red is what was left behind. And Noodler's Rome Burning, you can see it a little bit better here, is just purple left over. And I noticed that whenever I was wiping off the nib on a paper napkin, you could really see that halo of yellow. It still looked kind of brown, but it was brown with a halo of yellow. And so Noodler's Rome Burning is a kind of a pretty purple ink with some a water-soluble yellow in it. I really like that. That Rome Burning, it doesn't have any super interesting properties like sheen or anything like that, and it does feather a little bit on poor quality paper, but it's pleasant to write with in really all the nibs that I tried it in, from the fine, extra fine all the way up to large stub nibs. That's an interesting ink. All right. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.